You are welcome to the Guru on Air. It's nice having you back. Today we're going to talk about a topic I've introduced. Maybe you may want to agree with me. It's captioned this way: budget padding and ascertain is evidence of corruption in Nigeria. Budget padding and ascertain is evidence of corruption in Nigeria. We are not going far away. It has been a continuously running race that every budget, year in, year out, is padded by the executive. Then the executive will take it to the National Assembly for presentation, so that the National Assembly can scrutinize it and pass it or make some amendments. Then from the National Assembly, there will be sessions which did not come originally. The budget that would always come from the executive to the National Assembly would only be padded from the executive end. That is when you see road contract, portion of road contract with billions of naira being inserted in the Ministry of Agriculture, some other Ministry of Education, but not a Ministry of Works that is handling the road. I am not saying that Ministry of Works will bring its own budget, but you will now see some road projects, 10 billion, 5 billion, 3 billion, 20 billion being inserted in Ministry of Agriculture or Ministry of Water Resources or Ministry of Education, which will make one to ask, is Ministry of Education, Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Water Resources are now responsible for construction of roads? That is how the budget would always arrive, the budget proposal. That's how it would always arrive from the executive to the National Assembly. But on returning it back to the executive now, as a bill for the president to assent so that it becomes law, the legislation will not be found wanting of assertion. They will start a lot of projects which never came from the executive. And in between this, over the years, there would always be conspiracy of silence, which is tantamount to you rub my back, I rub your back. But this year, it is like the narration is changing, because it is the president that first of all mentioned this year that the budget had been padded, but he did not allude to the person or the authority that padded the budget. He did not say it from the executive. He did not miss words by saying the budget had been padded by the Nigerian National Assembly. The legislature had padded the budget. What Nigerians know is that the budget submitted to the National Assembly, the budget proposal submitted to the National Assembly, came with the amount of 16.39 trillion. But the budget bill that has been returned to the president and signed into law by the president ascended over the amount that was found there when it came and moved to the region of 17.13 trillion, meaning additional 735.85 billion was added. While the president was signing this, he mentioned a few things that should take our attention. Of course, this episode cannot start the story and finish it, because we are going to bring many facts to bear on the reality that the major problems on this issue of corruption that is manifested majorly, or that has been manifesting majorly in the budgeting system of Nigeria, there is a conspiracy between the executive and the legislation. And the loser of this game is the Nigerian people. Because while the executive members and the legislature are smiling to their bank's account or phoning their bank managers all over the world that what is my account balances for today, the Nigerian people will receive nothing, will enjoy nothing, and they will be told that they should be tightening the belt continuously. The president alleged that 10,733 projects, provisions that were made were tampered with by the legislature. And the legislature inserted 6,576 projects, which, according to the president, the legislature is signifying that these are constituency projects. And that brought additional 735.85 billion. We may be having a budget of trillions, but 735.85 billion is measure a big sum of money that could do many things. Today, the president asserted, he signed it, but he made the statement that because of this insertion or this padding from the National Assembly, the budget will become unimplementable, that it will not be a document that will be implemented. Yet, he knew the budget had gone way into the bush, that the capacity of implementing it was not there. Yet he signed it into law. Why would he want to do that? He gave the answer. He said he will send a bill. The bill that the president will send this time is going to be supplementary budget. And he's going to ask for the, not exactly the 1 trillion, maybe 1 point something, to be approved, so as to accommodate this insertion. Which means a budget that the government knows will be this to meet expectations of Nigerians will now be taken to this, a budget that will be financed more by borrowing than any other thing. Where are we heading to? I think Nigerians have the right to know the facts, that is what is happening. In the next edition, or in the next episode, I will try to bring all the facts. What the president is alleging is now the legislature's padding is not so. Padding always comes from the executive, while legislature will always be sat. President Muhammadu Buhari made this statement in 2016 when he lamented that he had been a military governor, he had been head of parastatals, he had been head of state, head of government, that this is the first time he's hearing of budget padding. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will further interrogate this narration, and Nigeria ought to know, and we have the right to know, who is padding, who is inserting, who is the loser, as long as the conspiracy or the comradeship between the executive and the legislature is standing on this matter. You have the right to know. In the next episode, we shall come to explain that to you. The Guru signing off.